Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol, and I'm so glad you joined us. Today is day 19 of our 30-day Reset and Renew series. Today we'll explore poses for self-care. This series of classes launched 2 years ago. Let's experience our chair yoga practice as a community together. Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. Check out the Bottoms Down YouTube channel homepage for easy access to videos about the body area you want to work on, or the amount of time you have for your yoga practice today, or if you want to stay seated or stand more. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget, it's free. And we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. Now in today's practice, we'll explore poses for self-care. You'll need a chair and a block for today's class. Now if you don't have a yoga block, you can substitute a large book or just do the class without it. And let's get started. So we're going to move forward in our chair and take just a moment to ground our feet to the earth and our sits bones to the chair. Okay, so feeling that connection. Let's flip our palms up towards the ceiling. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to connect to our breath. So just feel your natural inhalation and exhalation. Let's go ahead and elongate the breath. So we're inhaling a little more deeply and exhaling a little more completely. Now we're going to move that breath down into the diaphragm. So as you inhale, we're going to fill the lungs from the bottom up. So the belly will extend. And as we exhale, we're going to pull that belly button in towards the spine and actively push the air up and out of the lungs. So do that a couple more times. And breathe normally. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5, continuing with that diaphragmatic breath. Something like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're just going to look over towards the right. And we're going to look center. And we're going to look over to the left. And center. Let's do that one more time. Looking, maybe you look just a little bit further, taking that gaze a little further over the shoulders, and center we go, and let's go the other side. And face center. Very good. We're going to move into mountain pose. So we're going to start with our hands down by our side. Fingers are wide. Now we're going to move into those goalpost arms, squeezing those shoulder blades back behind. Let's extend our hands up towards the ceiling. Make sure your shoulders stay down, your belly stays tight. Now, with my right hand, I'm going to grab that left wrist and I'm going to extend it up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to lean. So as I'm leaning, I'm thinking about keeping this side down. So I want this hip on the floor, on the chair, and this foot on the floor. So kind of like, remember when we grounded at the beginning of class? So we kind of have that feeling of connection to the earth. All right, let's come up, and then we're going to switch. So I'm going to grab the other wrist, and I'm going to lean. So I'm maintaining that extent, that belly super tight as I extend through that side, feeling that stretch. One more breath. Let's bring those hands up and bring the hands down to your lap. Okay, very good. All right, so we're going to twist now, just a little seated twist. So I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to cross it over my right. Okay, so, and if that really doesn't feel good for you, it's okay. You can just stay here. It's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hand that's on the top, that my leg is on top, that same hand, I'm going to bring it on the inside of that thigh. Okay. Now my other hand is going to go back onto the chair. I'm going to lengthen nice and long through the spine, so crown of the head to the ceiling. I'm going to pull this shoulder back, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to look over that shoulder. So I'm just hanging out here and breathing. One more breath. Let's go ahead and face center, and then I'm going to go the other way. So the same leg is crossed. I'm going to take the hand on the outside of the knee, opposite hand back to the chair. Lengthen through the spine, pull the shoulder back, turn and look. One more breath and release. Now we're going to switch legs, okay? So now this leg is on top. Doesn't matter which, just switch. It's fine. All right? Hand is going to go on the outside of that thigh or that knee. Opposite hand is going to come back by the chair. So the important thing is extending nice and long through the spine, pull the shoulder back, turn and look. Let's release that, and then we're going to go the other way. So this hand is going to go on the outside of the leg, opposite hand back by the chair, lengthen, pull that shoulder back, turn and look. One more breath here. Go ahead and face forward, unravel your legs, and let's grab a sip of water. So we're going to do an alternate nostril breathing. So this is a breathing technique where you breathe in one nostril and out the other, and it's intended to balance your energy and quiet the mind. A little self-care. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to let it sit here in my lap. With my left hand, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to close one nostril. Okay, so before we do that, let's take a deep breath in and out. Now, you're going to take a breath in, and with your thumb, you're going to close this side and breathe out of the opposite nostril. Take your ring finger, bring it into that opposite nostril, breathe in, thumb, breathe out. Now breathe in. Finger's going to close that nostril. Breathe out. Breathe in. Your thumb is going to close the nostril open and breathe out. Last time. Breathe in. Close the nostril. Breathe out. And release. How did that feel? It's kind of an amazing thing, honestly. If you kind of get the rhythm of it and do that nostril breathing, alternate nostril breathing, I think that it's just such a nice way to quiet the mind. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a chin tuck. So I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to stay facing me, but I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to place it on my chin. So I just have natural, whatever would naturally be, place your finger on your chin. Now, what I want you to do is take your chin, leave your finger right where it is and take your chin away from your finger. Do you see that? chin tuck. And then let's release it. Let's do that again. And release. Let's do it one more time. Chin tuck. And release. How did that feel? Let's do that one more time. All right? Let's do it. Put that finger on that chin. Here we go. Pull it back. And release. Again, chin tuck. And release. One more. Chin tuck. And release. Very good. Okay. So the next thing is an anterior scaling stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it right under my opposite collarbone. Okay, so you've got this little group of muscles here, right here under that collarbone, and I want you to put those fingers on that, and you're going to kind of hold those muscles in place. All right. Now we're going to look over this same shoulder. So you're pinning these muscles, so you might feel a little extra stretch. Okay, now we're going to look down. You're still looking over that shoulder, but now down. We're going to come back center, and then we're going to look up. And center we go. Go ahead and face forward. And release. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. So my hand is coming right under that collarbone, right? So just hold, kind of pin those muscles there. All right, you got that? Now we're going to look over this same shoulder. So look over that shoulder first. Okay, now we're going to look down. We're going to look center. And let's look up. And center. Go ahead and look forward. And release that. Okay, can we do that one more time? One more time. Let's do it. Hold it. Look over the same shoulder. Look down. Look center. Look up. And center. Go ahead and look forward. And do the other side. All right, look over the shoulder. Down. Center. Up. Center. And face forward and release. Very good. Okay, so we're going to do some knee rotations, and I'm going to give you a couple of options, and I will tell you moving forward in your chair is really going to be helpful in this one. So we're going to bring that knee up, and then if you want to, hold on with both of your hands. It's fine, right? So we're going to bring that knee out, down, and up. Okay, and do that again. Out, down, and up. One more time. Out, down, and up. Now we're going to reverse that. So we're going to go down and out and up. Down, out, up. One more. And place that foot on the floor. Okay, so we're going to go the other side. Now, if you don't like holding it with both hands, you can hold it with one hand. That's okay. Ready? Here we go. Out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Out, down, up. Let's do one more. Okay, stop. Now let's reverse it. Down, out, and up. Down, out, and up. Down, out, and up. One more. And put that foot on the floor. Very good. Let's grab a sip of water. We're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. And let's face the seat of our chair. And if you have that block, let's go ahead and grab it and place it in the seat of the chair. If you don't have it, don't worry. You'll just use the chair. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to do a forward fold. So I want you to take just a little step back, and I want those feet to be nice hip distance apart. We're going to begin to hinge right here at the hips, and then into our forward fold. I'm going to turn my block this way. We're going to place our hands onto that block. Bring the weight forward. Now, just simply begin to bend your elbows and see if you can get a little deeper into that forward fold. Whatever works for you. This one is all about, how your back and how your hamstrings feel, okay? So it's fine. Okay, we're going to tuck our chin. Let's go ahead and bend those knees pretty generously and roll back up into a standing position. Okay, so the idea here is we're going to kind of build, and if that feels okay, I want you to place your block on the floor. Now, we're going to hinge forward, same idea, and then our hands are going to go into the seat of the chair, and then see if you can come down any deeper. Your choice. If it's okay, we're going to bring our hands to the block and let our heart sink a little deeper. And if it's okay, you're going to move that block down to the next level and sink a little deeper. And if it's okay, you're going to move that block even more closer to the floor and sink a little deeper. So again, my legs are staying straight. I'm not bending my knees. I'm letting the back stretch here. We just have one more breath, and you know where we're headed. If you want to go all the way to the floor, my chair is in my way. I want to move back just a little bit. Then you can go all the way to the floor. Just a choice, right? Absolutely 100% your choice. Okay, let's everybody bend their knees, grab that chair, and roll it up nice and slow. Super gentle here, right? You might get dizzy because we had our head down pretty low. Okay, so how did that feel? Checking in. So we're going to do that just one more time. And then what we'll do at the very end is we're going to take our hands off of the block or off of the floor, and we're going to grab our elbows. And that's called ragdoll, if that feels okay. And that's just really a good way to stretch the back, but only if it feels okay for you. All right, so we're going to do the same idea. So let's go ahead and start with but what we'll do is we'll just take our steps down and down and down. All right, so let's start with our hands on that block. Okay, so we're going to hinge forward, nice and long spine, keep the back flat. Place your hands in on the block. Now, if you want a little bit more, you're going to just simply place the block on the mat, and you're going to let yourself come forward a little bit further with your hands in the seat of the chair, okay? So you see kind of what I'm doing there? Now, if you want a little bit more, I'm going to have to move back a smidge because my head's going to hit the chair. So we're going to come down a little bit further, hands on that block. Now I'm going to move the block to where it's a little bit closer to the floor. And I'm going to move the block where it's a little bit closer to the floor. Oh boy. Then I'm going to set my block aside, and I'm going to bring my hands to the mat. Okay, if it feels okay for you, what you're going to do now is take your hands off of the floor and grab your elbows. And this is called rag doll. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Drop your hands to the mat. Are we ready? Bend the knees. Grab that chair, nice and gentle and slow. roll it up into a standing position. Hold onto that chair and make sure you're not dizzy. Okay. So very, very good there. Now, take your block and place it into the seat of the chair. Again, don't worry if you don't have a block, it's fine. So now we're going to move into a straddle forward fold. So we're going to take our feet a little bit wider than the legs of the chair, and I want your toes to face forward. So your heels are out, right? So the all 10 toes are pointing forward, not at a diagonal, but forward. You're going to hinge at the hips, and you're going to place your hands on the block or the seat of the chair. Begin to let that heart fall forward. So I feel pretty good right now. I'm going to take my block and set it aside, and I'm going to use the seat of my chair. Just know that you can use that block if you wish, okay? I'm going to take my hand and we'll place it right under my face, and I'm going to bend the same knee of the hand. So bending that knee, and I'm going to take that opposite arm and I'm going to rotate up. Now, I'm going to come down. I'm going to place that hand on the chair. I'm going to bend this knee, and then I'm going to rotate up. Bring that hand back down to the chair. Bend that opposite knee and rotate up. Hand comes back down to the chair. Bend the opposite knee and rotate up. We're going to do one more. Bring the hand back down. Bending that knee. Lifting up. Down we go. Bend that opposite knee. And lift it up. Both hands come back to the chair. We're going to heel toe those feet in together. Now bend the knees and just kind of roll up into a standing position. Very good, you guys. All right, let's have a seat. And grab a sip of water. We're going to heel toe our feet just a little bit wide here, and then let your knees fall together. So whatever, however wide those feet feel good to you, so that you can bring those knees together. Bring those arms out, palms facing forward. Right arm on top. We're going to cross over and hug ourselves. Let your head fall. And you're just kind of looking down at your arms, down at your lap. Make sure you're not holding the head up. Just let the head fall. One more breath. Okay, lift the heart up. Open up those arms. Take the knees wide. Now, we're going to bring those knees together. The other arm is going to be on top. Hug yourself. Let the head fall. Tuck the chin, looking down. Don't hold your head up. One more breath here. Lift up. Release. Bring the knees out. And then heel toe those feet back together. How'd that feel? I like that one too. So we're going to grab our block. Don't worry if you don't have a block, it's fine. And we're going to place it between our feet. So I've got it in the number 2 position on its end. Okay, so up on its end and wide. Great. Place your hands behind your head, elbows are wide, and squeeze your shoulder blades back behind you. Think about having those feet grounded to the earth. Okay, so remember how we did that at the beginning? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to bring those elbows forward, pull the belly in, and then I want you to release the hands and put the forearms on the thighs, but the palms are facing down. So you kind of, it's a seated child's pose. So we just have one more breath here. Now we're going to lift up. We're going to bring those hands back behind. We're going to do that one more time. Squeeze your shoulder blades back behind. Elbows are nice and wide. Feet are on the earth. Pull the belly in. We're going to release into that seated child's pose. My arms are resting on my thighs. Palms are facing down. Let yourself just hang out here. Head is falling. It's a rest position. One more breath. And up we go. Okay. So if it feels okay, you can keep doing that version. But if it feels okay, instead of coming down here, we're going to bring our hands to the block and we're going to let ourselves hang out in between our legs. So your kind of your belly is going to be hanging out between your legs and your hands are on the block. And or you can still have the arms on the thighs. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Release into that seated child's pose. Maybe the hands come to the block. Let the head fall. One more breath. Pull the belly in. Come back up. Hands behind the head. Elbows wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades. This is our last one. Here we go. Hinge forward. Placing those hands on the block if that feels okay. Child's pose. One more breath. And we're going to roll that up into a seated position. Very good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab that block in that left hand. Okay, arms are at goalpost arms. Now my feet are on the floor. My belly is tight. I'm going to bring the block across. And I'm going to grab it with my other hand, and then I'm going to open. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring the block across. I'm going to grab it with that opposite hand, and then I'm going to open. Block comes across. We're going to grab it with that hand, and we're going to open. Hand with the block comes across. Grab it with that other hand. Open. Let's do it one more time on each side. We've got this. So a little twisting action right at the ribs, right? You feel it? And the other side. Grab that block and open. Very, very good. Okay, release. I'm just going to set my block under my chair, get it out of my way. We're going to take our right knee and we're going to open it up. And we're going to let that left knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back, crescent lunge. Open up your arms, and you're going to cross one arm on top of the other and give yourself a hug in your crescent lunge. Release the knee, open the arms up, and then we're going to hug ourselves with the opposite arm on top, pressing that kneecap up towards the ceiling, the back of the kneecap up towards the ceiling. Open it up, release that knee, hand comes down, and let's face forward. Now this leg, we're going to cross on top of the opposite leg for a little seated pigeon. Okay, so just hang out here for a moment. So a little stretch into that hip and glute. If you want a little more, lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall forward. You don't have to, right? You may not need any more. I know, right? Such a great stretch, though. And up we go. Okay, let's release that. Now we're going to take this knee and we're going to open it up. Let the opposite leg fall down. Push the foot back, lift the heart. Open up. Cross one arm on top, doesn't matter which one. Hug yourself. Open it up. Let that knee fall down. Now we're going to cross with the opposite arm on top. Press the back of the kneecap to the ceiling. Hug yourself. Open back up. Bring the hands down. Face forward. We're going to cross that ankle on top of that knee. We're going to hang out here for just a couple of breaths. Okay, if you want a little more, you're going to lengthen and then hinge forward. One more breath. All right, up we go. Sit back in your chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip your palms up to the ceiling, Shavasana pose. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full, complete, cleansing breath out.
Follow through. It's good to have options, yet options are worthless if you never follow through on any of them. Put significant thought and consideration into choosing the best option. Keep in mind, though, that a successful outcome requires more than making the initial choice. A big part of what makes any particular option a good choice is what you do with it. The best option is the one you'll continue to give your time, attention, and effort to. There's nothing to be gained by obsessing endlessly over making the perfect choice. Instead, make a reasonably well-informed choice and then put your energy into making that choice work. To the degree that a choice limits you, it also enables you to apply your efforts in a meaningful direction. It's only when you're on a specific path that you're able to move forward. More significant than the choice itself is what you do with it. Make the choice, follow through, and make it work.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Reach up with the right hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that left hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Let your left ear fall towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing that right hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.